Greetings for the day. Welcome to Med Talks with Dr. Moin. While I seek your attention to subscribe, watch our medical channel, I would like to tell you that we are trying our level best to bring you the real and the right medical information. And we are trying to bring in all our the best and renowned medical experts for you to get the real information. So, I have so many questions, as you know that. And I have a question for you. You know what? That is, do you eat food? Okay, I got that answer. Why do we eat food? Why do we need food? What happens to the food we eat? And what is the system which deals with the food we eat? To answer to all these questions, today we have an amazing person with us, Dr. Vidya Sagar. Dr. Vidya Sagar is a senior consultant gastroenterologist working at Care Hospitals, Nampally. Welcome to Med Talks with Dr. Moin. Thank you for giving your valuable time, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, you are a gastroenterologist, I know.
Yeah.
So I would like to ask a question to you for our viewers.
Yeah.
Sir, we all eat food, right?
Yes.
Sir, why do we need food?
Yeah, human body is like a machine. As you know that any machine needs energy to work.
Right.
So, for example, take a simple vehicle which needs petrol. So, food is like petrol. So, unless you eat, what we eat gets digested and then it will be utilized for various activities like walking, talking. The way I am talking now means I am spending my energy.
So it is a source of energy
source
we get
of
from
energy.
food. Sir, what happens to the food we eat?
Yeah. So we have got a very organized system called digestive system.
Okay.
Whatever food we eat start from the mouth. So we have got a saliva which has got enzymes which digest sugars.
Okay.
And the tongue tastes. So anything bitter or anything obnoxious, it will immediately refuses to push in the food. So that means to say that it chooses the food and it asks the right food to go in.
Okay.
So the digestive system starts from the mouth.
Okay.
So tongue is the one which tastes and it accepts acceptable tastes only it will allow. What are acceptable means it depends on the individual. Okay. So for example, if you go on eating spicy food over a period of time, and your tongue will get adjusted to that amount of spicy food, so it will not refuse. For example, if you give the same food to a person who is eating bland diet, so his tongue tells him that no, this is very spicy, you can't take it. So it is left to the person. Okay. So this is a sort of what we call it as a checkpoint. Okay. And saliva, that means the spit what we have got, it has got antibacterial properties. That means it kills the harmful
germs
bacteria,
and all harmful bacteria.
And it has got an enzyme called
Digestive
amylase.
enzyme.
Amylase.
Okay.
So which digests some of the fats also.
Okay.
Fats and it has got also the enzymes which digest sugars, but these are in lesser quantity. What is
Okay.
more important is it has got a chemical called sodium bicarbonate, which is an antacid.
Okay.
Above all, it serves as a lubricant so that
Okay.
your food goes in nicely.
Okay.
So that is the reason why whenever you are eating, you have to chew nicely so that it nicely mixes with your saliva and gets easily digested in the stomach and intestine.
Okay. Sir, what is gastroenterology and what does it deal with?
Gastroenterology, as we were talking from the beginning about the food, okay. So gastroenterology is a subject which deals with the digestive system and its glands. The digestive system includes, as I told you, starting from the mouth. Okay. Then we have what is called food pipe. Then comes the stomach. Then comes the small intestine. It has got two components. One is called the jejunum. Another is called the ileum.
Okay.
And lastly, it is the large intestine.
Okay.
So at the end of the large intestine is whatever undigested food which passes out. That is called anal opening. Okay. This is the main digestive tract. To help in the digestion, we have what is called as pancreas, which is just behind the stomach. It is the main and source of enzymes which digest both proteins, sugars, and fats. And we have got a liver. Liver it doesn't have so many enzymes, but what it does is it secretes a liquid called bile, which helps in the digestion of fats. And not only that, whatever food gets digested, first it goes to the liver. Then it is processed. Then from there it gets distributed, mainly the fats and proteins. Whereas sugars will get directly absorbed into the blood circulation. And these all together will consist of a digestive system. So gastroenterology is one which deals with all these systems. However, because of the advancement in the medical system, the liver has become separated. Then it is called the hepatology. And pancreatic people also got separated. So it is called pancreatology.
Oh, is it? That got what do you call separated from the gastroenterology.
But we do not have a pancreatology
at this moment.
As a separate subject, but we do have a hepatology as a subject because the liver transplantation is becoming more or less.
It's a major subject and
so
different branch.
So that is the reason why hepatology is becoming a separate branch of medicine. But other than transplant hepatology, a gastroenterologist is capable of managing all the liver diseases and pancreatic diseases.
Sir, there is another organ, you call it, what do you call that, gallbladder?
Gallbladder is a part of the liver. What it does is, the liver secretes what a chemical called bile, which gets stored in the gallbladder. And whenever we eat food, it gets secreted because of the stimulation from the stomach. Some chemicals gets released, and they will ask the gallbladder to pump into the intestine so that whenever the food enters, the bile also enters and it nicely mixes and fats gets digested.
It means what? Gallbladder is the organ which stores the bile.
Which only stores.
It doesn't produce anything.
It doesn't produce.
It's not an endocrine organ.
No, it doesn't produce. So that is the reason why, suppose now the gallstones have become very common. So we remove the gallbladder because the gallstones are formed only in the gallbladder.
So there is no harm, sir, removing
there
gallbladder?
Is no harm. So once you remove the gallbladder, so what happens is the liver takes over the function of the gallbladder. And it secretes the bile without storing into the stomach. The only thing is, whenever you remove a gallbladder, some people will get diarrhea because of the absence of bile. Over a period of 1 to 2 weeks,
they will get accustomed.
The liver gets adapted to the absence of gallbladder and acts accordingly.
Sir, if there is a stone in gallbladder, is it advisable to remove the stone or you remove the gallbladder? How do you, what makes you take the decision?
So what we call it as gallstones may be symptomatic or asymptomatic. Symptomatic means what happens is whenever a gallstone produces problem, it causes severe pain in the right side or upper part of the abdomen. And suppose if it slips from there and enters into the tract called CBD, common bile duct, which is the way the normal bile flows. So once it obstructs the CBD, it causes a dreadful condition called pancreatitis. So whenever a gallstones become symptomatic, that means what we call in medical language biliary colic or cholecystitis. Only then we will try to remove the gallbladder. Because about 80 to 85% of gallstones are asymptomatic. That means to say that they do not produce any symptoms and they stay with you as a companion, as a non-harming companion. So just because you see a gallstone, So you need not remove the gallbladder. But there are people who are obsessed with this gallbladder, and whatever symptoms they have, uh, they will attribute to these gallstones. In those patients who beg for it, we call it as patient indication, not the medical indication. So if they ask for it, and surgeon has no choice but to remove, in at least in order to reduce his tension.
Otherwise, you mean to say that it's not necessary to remove a
Not
gallbladder
necessary to
until
remove
and unless
unless
he has symptoms,
he has symptoms.
like pain in his stomach.
Or it causes pancreatitis.
Okay.
What is called as obstructive jaundice.
Okay, fine.
Right.
Now I have a question for you. That is there are problems in gastroenterology.
Yes.
So, what are the common problems people come to you in gastroenterology?
See, the gastroenterology, as I told you, it's got a various branches. Okay. So one of it is called luminal gastroenterology. Luminal gastroenterology is one which deals with the esophagus, stomach, intestines, and large intestine. So the common problem which people come to us is what we call it as in medical language as dyspepsia. So in general Hyderabadi language, this is called gas problem. Okay. So everything will attribute to the gas, because I don't know how this gas problem has come, but what happens is stomach hasn't got any pain sensitive nerve endings. So it responds only to the stretching. So whenever stomach gets involved, so you feel as if your stomach is bloated. Probably that is how people might have misinterpreted that the lot of gas is produced inside, and they call it.
It is actually it is acidity, right?
Acidity.
It is acidic content.
Acidity is the commonest problem. One of the most commonest problem, which in medical language we call it as dyspepsia. Okay. So this dyspepsia is broadly divided into non-ulcer dyspepsia and ulcer dyspepsia. Non-ulcer dyspepsia means you have all the symptoms of ulcer, but when the tests are done, you do not have any ulcer. This is called non-ulcer dyspepsia. There are various causes for it, and unfortunately, till now, no definite cause has been found. So various causes like your mental stress and strain, and your food habits like irregular food, taking excess spicy food, excess sour food.
Can we call it that it is related to the disturbance in the pH balance of the stomach?
It's a pH imbalance. Partly always pH imbalance, but most of the times it is pH imbalance of the acidity. Okay. So various causes, and most of the non-ulcer dyspepsias are because of our lifestyle diseases. Lifestyle problems. Because we have forgotten that like any other discipline, even food also needs some discipline. So you need to have a disciplined food habits, and these are not a very big thing. So disciplined food habits are three things. Whatever you eat in a moderate quantity. Eat regularly 3 meals. Or 2 meals, and because if we go to the rural areas, so there people eat 2 meals, because early morning they eat and go for the work, by evening they come and they will eat. So in between, if they like, some of the people will take some tiffin,
they can have a
snack like thing they will have, but most of the rural people eat 2 meals. So ideally 3 meal is advisable, and you need to have a spacing of 6 to 8 hours between the meals. That is one. And whenever you want to eat, you fix a time. Time is not exactly in minutes. So fix an hour. Say morning 8 to 9 is my breakfast time. So take every time depending on your time schedule, your schedule of the day. So once you take 8 o'clock, and your lunch will come somewhere around 2 o'clock. So once you take 2 o'clock, the dinner will come around 8 o'clock. And one word about the dinner is, you should not lie down immediately after taking dinner. At least there should be 1 to 2 hours gap between the eating and sleeping. So that is to say that if you are taking dinner at 8 o'clock, you can safely go to bed around 9:30, 10 o'clock. So it is like that.
Okay.
And this is one. Second thing is eat whatever you eat. Say for example spices, oils, sweets. Take in moderate quantities.
Okay.
Okay. Don't take excess. Even if you take water in excess, it is harmful to the body.
Okay.
So whatever you take, it should be in moderate quantities.
Okay.
So this is the very simple formula. So I don't think anybody will have difficulty in following this formula.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a wonderful thing you have just told our people. Like, you should eat on time. You should keep some regular intervals between your food, and you should follow a healthy and disciplinary diet. And sir, I have a question for you. Sir, should people drink water before food, or it is not advisable?
It is not exactly, there are no studies to show that drinking water before food or during food or after the food, these are all relative things.
Okay.
Only one thing I can say, that whenever you drink water, it immediately leaves the stomach.
Okay.
Okay. So it is immaterial whether you take before, during, or after. So
Okay.
it all depends on your habit.
While the food is in the stomach, if somebody drinks some water and all,
Yeah.
the water leaves, but the food is inside.
Food
Till it is properly digested, and
Yeah,
it is not.
So, and God has given us a very good organized digestive system.
Okay.
Okay. It follows what we call it as physiological rules.
Okay.
Okay. So stomach has got an opening, what is called as pylorus.
Okay.
Okay. Unless food is nicely churned and digested by the stomach and its content. Okay. Then only it opens. So that will take about 2 to 4 hours.
So that's an autonomous system.
That is an autonomous system. It is a God is, you can say, the creator of the excellent computer. That is the human being.
Right.
Any human, any part of the, take a simple human cell to any organ.
Right.
It is unparalleled computer,
Okay.
which we human beings are not able to reproduce.
Right.
So, in spite of the fact that we have robots and everything, they are nothing in front of a
God's creation.
God's creation.
What you call a human being?
Human being.
Amazing, sir.
Yes.
It's amazing.
It's a living thing. Any living thing, not only human being.
Right.
Okay, we humans are fortunate that we think that we have a thinking power and we express.
Right.
But people say that all the animal scientists say that even animals think. So
Right.
just simple, for example, you can say dogs, and
Right.
people are using dog smell to detect COVID.
COVID as well.
COVID
they used as a instrument to detect worms.
So that means to say that every animal has got its own speciality. Intelligence. Okay.
So here that pylorus is something.
Pylorus is something which will prevent the stomach to before digesting.
Undigested food getting into the tract.
And if it contains any toxic things which are harmful to the body, what it will refuse to open up. Okay. So it produces irritation. That irritation results into vomiting. Okay. And instead of going to the down, it will come back from it's a reverse.
It will throw it out.
It will throw it out.
Okay. It's an amazing thing, sir. I think that this is something bigger than a computer.
Yes.
Where we have an application and we have a virus which stops that.
Just to tell you, the computer means a liver cell is one wherein about 3,500 enzyme systems are working in coordination with other cells.
Okay.
Not enzymes, enzyme systems.
Enzyme systems.
So that much chemical reaction is going in each of the liver cell. Okay. So it is impossible to produce such a computer with so much of coordination. Okay. So that is the reason why you do not have kidney for kidney failure. You have what is called as dialysis. Right. And we haven't got liver dialysis.
Some organ which is replacing liver we don't have so far. No matter how far the human brain has gone, human intelligence has gone, they are able to replace a
Only to some
kidney
extent.
for
Kidney only to
dialysis,
some extent.
but they have not produced a organ like liver. Sir, could you just tell me, like the people who have got liver failure, they call some disease called jaundice, right?
Yeah.
Could you just enlighten us?
Jaundice means it is a yellowness. So you see, as I told you, one of the bile is secreted by the liver.
Okay.
So any disease which produces any disease of liver will cause improper secretion and accumulation of the bile. Okay. It can be chemical accumulation or it is a mechanical application. Mechanical problem means in the flow of bile channels will get obstructed. So that we call it as obstructive jaundice.
Okay.
That can be treated either endoscopically or surgically.
Okay.
But in the liver disease, for example, in what we call the commonest thing is hepatitis. Hepatitis is nothing but like you get common cold because of the infection in the nose. Okay. Similarly, because of the infection in the liver, you get hepatitis. Okay. That will alter the physiological function of the liver. Okay. So you will get jaundice. Okay. Okay. So jaundice is not a disease; it is a symptoms. Okay. So any liver disease can produce either produce a jaundice, which is obvious for the layperson, or we do what is called as liver function test and find out whether patient has got hepatitis or not. I have just things like they call hepatitis A, B, C, and some of these hepatitis B they call it a virus, right? Yeah. And they say like some of these hepatitis condition is dangerous. Could you just tell us about these different types of hepatitis? You can say that hepatitis A, hepatitis E. These are the two hepatitis which are waterborne. Okay. Okay, that means they spread through the contaminated water or food products. Okay. Hepatitis B, C, and D are bloodborne. That is percutaneous transmission. That means they spread through the blood. Okay. Okay. So coming to the hepatitis A and E, more than 98 to 99% of them are
Resolvable?
They automatically resolve. Okay. So when it comes to the treatment of jaundice, everybody starting from your maid to your grandmother will become a doctor. Okay. Okay, and they will give you all sorts of remedies. Okay? Yeah. So whether you treat it or not,
it will go away.
It will go away. Hepatitis A and E. There is a saying in English called treated cold lasts for 1 week.
Otherwise, 7 days.
Cold lasts for 7 days.
True.
So same is true for hepatitis. Mm-hmm. So hepatitis A and E, usually they will disappear whether you treat it or not between 1 week to 1 month. Okay. Okay. And we take credit, the so-called people who claims themselves that jaundice cure. Mm-hmm. Okay, like Barca specialist and so many places are there in and around. Mangalghat specialists and so many specialists are there. Local people. They claim
they take the credit.
But
for the it takes its own course of time to get resolved.
And in children, it just vanishes within 1 to 2 weeks.
Okay.
In adults, it takes 2 to 4 weeks. And if you have diseases like diabetes, heart problem, in those cases, or kidney problem, in those people it prolongs for about
because this is secondary. So since the primary problem is there, we need to solve the primary problem, and the secondary hepatitis will get resolved. Sir, what is this hepatitis B and C?
And hepatitis B is, if you once you read it, it is written there as it is one of the more common causes of death in hepatitis.
Okay.
But to tell you, not all hepatitis patients will get this. Okay. So hepatitis B patients, suppose if 100 patients are there, only 5% of these patients will land into the chronicity. Chronicity means the hepatitis which prolongs for more than 6 months.
Okay.
Okay. And if untreated, it becomes cirrhosis and then into the cancer.
Okay.
And there are very rare conditions. For example, if you acquire the hepatitis B during the childhood, without even developing cirrhosis, you can develop a cancer.
Okay.
Okay. And luckily, we have got a powerful vaccine called hepatitis B vaccine.
Okay.
This is one of the best vaccines after the smallpox vaccine.
Okay.
Okay, it is very, very effective in general population.
Okay.
And with the introduction of the hepatitis B vaccine, the incidence of hepatitis is coming down.
Okay.
The incidence of cancer is coming down. That means we can prevent the cancer. This is one of the best examples.
Okay.
Okay, and it is common in East Asian countries, wherein the vaccination has taken with war footing. And it has shown the result in the last 30 years. There is a dramatic decrease in the occurrence of the liver cancer in these countries.
Is this hepatitis B, is it a virus?
Yeah, it is a virus.
It is
all
a
these
virus.
hepatitis viruses
Are all viruses?
are viruses. And hepatitis C, which is in 50 to 60% of cases, it goes into the chronic phase.
Okay.
And it's usually transmitted through the blood, mainly either a faulty blood products which were not checked before. Nowadays, it has become mandatory to check the blood products for hepatitis C, or through the razors, and which is a positive patient uses razor and you use the same razor, you will get it. And through the sexual transmission, B is common, but C is very rare. Okay. Through the sexual transmission. And mother to child transmission is also known. And drug users, drug abusers. Okay. It is very common. This
where they share the needles.
And one very important discovery in that hepatitis C has been discovered 30 years back. Okay. And now we have got a cure. Okay. Okay. And this cure is almost more than to the tune of 95 to 100%. We have medications. And now WHO has introduced eradication of hepatitis by 2030.
Okay, they have taken a pledge.
Yeah. And this is amazing because of the modern techniques in the biology, which has enabled the people to study the virus genome and develop the medications. Okay. So now you might have been the same way. For example, the COVID people are doing extensive research all through the world. Right. This is because of the availability of modern research techniques. Right. Okay. Which has made the what we call it as the research very fast. Of course, however fast it may be, but it cannot replace the study of the disease in a person, in population. So that will not replace. Only we can reproduce it in animal models and then try to find out the cure or its complications, treatment of its complications.
It's a really very good news for all those people and their relatives who are suffering from hepatitis B especially and other forms of hepatitis, that the recent advancements in biotechnology and the recent development in the research has come to a place where we have real good cure for people who have got this hepatitis. Thank you so much for sparing your valuable time for our viewers, and we will come back to you with Dr. Vidya Sagar shortly in our next episode, where we will be talking about interventional gastroenterology, where gastroenterology deals with all procedures like endoscopies, colonoscopies, and there is another thing called ERCP as well. Sir, thank you so much. We will come back to you, and in our next episode, we'll talk to you for our viewers about the other branches of or other what do you call it, sir? Other parts of gastroenterology?
Yeah, all the things. For example, hepatology we can talk about.
Okay. We'll do that.
And we can talk about the various investigations used to diagnose the diseases, various diseases
we can talk about
each organ.
Right.
Okay. This is a very lengthy organ, this disease.
Right.
See, unlike kidney where you have only one thing, whereas in the digestive system you have various organs starting from the mouth to the anus.
Okay.
Okay. So probably in future each organ specialist will become a specialist, subspecialty. What we
Right,
call
right,
it
right,
as.
right. We already
Right now, that is happening in surgical
like they have
field,
different branches of
different
like
branches for
surgery,
each
general surgery,
general.
cardiothoracic,
Yeah.
vascular.
Even in digestive surgery also, there are people who specializes, for example, in pancreatic surgeries. So
Okay.
people who specializes in stomach surgeries.
Okay.
Okay, like this. Okay.
Sir, thank you so much for spending your valuable time for us. Thank you so much, sir. Welcome to Med Talks with Dr. Moin.